So, now that our Think, Pair, Share time is up, let's have a group share what they talked about. We wanted to make sure that we picked out one rule that they feel still applies today. Go ahead.
Yeah, me and Olivia were talking, and we chose Playing At the Peacock because we don't like when people are really cocky. It comes off really rude when they're showing off. So we chose that one.
That's a great example. I think everyone, at least mostly everyone, can agree that that's definitely a trait that we want to make sure we're not a part of. I don't know many people that enjoy being around super cocky, prideful people. Hence, one of the rules is civility and decent behavior. Now let's go into George Washington's book a little bit more in depth. I picked out 10 of the 110 rules that he had written down when he was 16 years old. Let's dive into this. We have a list here of 5 different rules. Now, he wrote this back in the late 1700s, okay? And when he wrote this, Old English is different, right? Well, we don't speak the same way that they spoke back then. So I want to dive in and kind of dissect and maybe define what some of these terms are, so that we make sure we understand what rules we're talking about here. So let's start with the first one. Every action done in company ought to be done with some sign of respect to those that are present. What do you guys think that means? Go ahead.
I think it means that you're showing respect to anyone you come in contact with.
Okay, yeah, showing
Being
respect.
kind.
Making sure that every action we do in company is respectful. What are some respectful actions that we can do to show that we're being respectful?
Like in class right now, while you're giving this presentation, we're being quiet and not talking to one another.
So paying attention when it's time to listen, okay? When someone
To show
else
respect.
is talking,
Mm-hmm.
very good. The other person is not. Great example, okay? Let's jump into number 2 right here. So when in company, put not your hands to any part of the body not usually uncovered. What do you guys think that means? Do you have any idea?
When in company, put not your hands to any part of the body not usually covered.
This one's kind of
I'm a little
I think
confused.
this one can be interpreted several different ways. One of the things I thought about is a lot of people, when they're in social public situations, they like to move their hands around, right? Should we be throwing our hands around as someone's talking? Probably not. What about folding our arms? Do we feel like this is a proper posture if we're talking to somebody?
It seems like it comes off a little rude.
Comes off a little rude, right, when we're folding our arms. Okay, what about our hands in our pocket? What if we're like this? Is this showing good posture, good attention, good respect?
Probably not.
Probably not, right? So I think that a lot of this has to do with making sure we're not putting our hands anywhere that is distracting or giving a message that we're not giving them the proper time and respect. Okay? So moving on to number 3. I think this one's pretty obvious. Put not off your clothes in the presence of others, nor go out of your chamber half dressed. I think we all understand what that one means, right? Do we need any clarification there?
No.
Probably not, right? Let's make sure we're wearing clothes when we walk out of our house. If we're in a public setting, please make sure we're wearing something, okay? Now, this one's a big one here in this history class, right? I've seen a few of you maybe break this rule a time or two. Sleep not when others speak. What do you think that means, Jaslyn?
I think we should not be taking naps while others are speaking to us or teaching us.
So when I'm up here giving a portion of a lesson, whether it be a lecture or showing a video or doing some sort of activity, should you have your head down like this, sleeping?
No.
No, probably not. Kind of comes off pretty rude, right?
Yes.
This one, a few of you might be able to improve on that one. Okay? Let's go over this 5th rule here. Spit not into the fire, nor stoop low before it. Neither put your hands into the flames to warm them, nor set your feet upon the fire, especially if there is meat before it. Now let's dissect that one a little bit. I feel like a lot of people might be confused about that one. Spit not into the fire. We all know what a fire is. We got to go back in time. In the late 1700s, did we have electricity?
No.
We did not, right? So how did they light and heat their homes?
With the fire.
With a fire, very good. So almost every home had a fireplace. And that fireplace was their source of heat. It was their source of light. It was a source for cooking, right? We did not have electric ovens like we have today, or any other cooking devices. They used fire to cook, right? So when you go over to visit someone's house, I'm sure you've heard all this phrase from your mother. Remember, we're guests in this house. You better be on your best behavior. That's what he's saying here back in the 1700s, okay? You don't go to somebody's house and spit in their fire, right? This is their source of light, source of heat. This is their cooking fire. You don't go spit in someone's fire. Be on your best behavior, right? We don't cover it and smother it, right? It's their fire. We don't cover and take their heat away and ruin it for others, right? We're not going to put our hands in the flames to warm them or set our feet upon them, especially if they're cooking food. Does anybody else want somebody's hands and feet in their meat as they're cooking? Probably not. How long was that?